To quote Lin-Manuel Miranda, legacy. What is a legacy? O America, you great and finished symphony, you sent for me. You let me make a difference, a place where even orphan immigrants can leave their fingerprints and rise up. Lin-Manuel Miranda is an extraordinary and influential artist who, through his unique musical exposure to the seemingly incompatible sounds of Latin music, Broadway musicals, and hip-hop, has created a blended experience that influenced and fuels his dedication to his art, from which he uses to make a place in theater for racial and social minorities. America, the country from which this class resides in, is known worldwide for being a melting pot of culture. I myself, being someone who lives in America and is a proactive musical theater fan, has seen firsthand how Miranda has transformed the landscape. A modern-day playwright, composer, and actor whose dedication and hard work brings more diversity into musical theater through his two most notable works, In the Heights and Hamilton. His success is proof of the possibility of the American dream for anyone who dreams it, no matter their background. Let's begin by looking at Miranda's youth. The main influence that directly guided the musical styles he would use throughout his Broadway career was directly shaped by the mixture of different musical styles he was exposed to throughout his upbringing. Born into the neighborhood of Washington Heights in New York City, New York, to first-generation immigrants from Puerto Rico, according to Heather E. Schwartz in her book, his family, and I quote, filled their home with Latin music from Puerto Rico. They also loved Broadway show tunes that sprang from their new city. Although they couldn't afford to go to every show, they collected recordings from their favorites, and pop, hip-hop, and rap also permeated throughout Lin-Manuel's childhood, end quote. The theater activities of his youth. He made a singing debut in his kindergarten talent show. From there, he went on to perform in elementary and middle school mini-productions of such classic musicals as The Wiz, Fiddler on the Roof, and West Side Story. From grades 7 through 12, his interest grew to directing and writing. Hence, he started writing one-act plays and musicals for his student-run theater program. He went on to attend Wesleyan University, where he majored in theater. It was there that his interest grew to the more technical aspects of theater. From there, in his sophomore year, he wrote a song that would inspire his first professional production. He submitted this song to the school's second stage program. Once the program accepted him, he wrote the entire show within a few months. Now let's move on to his first professional production that was inspired by his upbringing. His love of his cultural roots, Puerto Rico, and his childhood neighborhood, Washington Heights, combined to create a musical based on the one he started in college. In the New York Times article, Lin-Manuel Miranda's Passion for Puerto Rico by Michael Paulson, he wrote, and I quote, his identification with the United States Commonwealth 1,600 miles south of New York has informed one of his biggest successes, In the Heights, about a Caribbean American community formed around a bodega in northern Manhattan, end quote. It was first performed in a trial run in his college. From there, he and fellow alumni Thomas Cale directed their off-Broadway run in 2005 and their Broadway run in 2008. The play was a modest success as it was nominated for 16 Tony Awards and won 4. This modest success brings us to the musical that launched him into worldwide fame, Hamilton. Miranda started writing Hamilton in 2009. However, it wasn't until he continued to write all 46 songs and continued to workshop the play that it finally premiered in 2015. From there, it became a global sensation. The cast album alone became the best-selling cast album of all time. The musical gained both nation and worldwide praise, as it won a Grammy and 11 Tony Awards in 2016. Since success in New York City, it's expanded to have 4 simultaneously running productions in Chicago, New York, England, and Puerto Rico. According to Tara Helfman, Associate Professor of Law at Syracuse University, she emphasizes that the cultural significance of this play's context is the reason why it continues to be influential, especially Miranda's choice to cast social and racial minorities in the play's lead roles. And I quote, race is the conspicuous and salient is conspicuous and salient, serving to underscore the paradox of a nation founded on the ideals of liberty and equality, but in which both were denied in the vast segments of the population. And at the same time, the casting highlights the durability of these founding ideals, end quote. In conclusion, I presented the extraordinary life thus far of revolutionary playwright, composer, and actor Lin-Manuel Miranda. Through the influences of his personal cultural history, and coincidentally, this influence fuels his dedication to his craft, which he uses to forge a place for Latin communities and minorities in the realm of Broadway musicals. He is an inspiration to all immigrants who dream of the American dream. Miranda connects with audiences because he embodies what makes America extraordinary, the ability to come from nothing, become something, with pure dedication, determination, and will. Thank you.